Good morning, everyone. Today we will start Chapter 3 Learn to Use MS Access 2016. MS Access is a database management software. Before going into details of database management, let's understand what is data. Data refers to raw facts and figures. These may be some numbers, letters, images, sounds, or a combination of these. So, raw facts and figures are called as data. Data needs to be processed to make it meaningful and useful. For example, some simple numbers like 97 is of no use. But when these data is processed, they become meaningful. It is called as information. So, processed data is called as information. For example, if I write there 97% in class 7, that means in class 7th a student has scored 97%. So it has some meaning. It becomes information. So processed data is called as information, and these information are quite useful. So the data is collected from various sources and these data is processed to form the information. For processing, the data need to be stored. That means it need to be saved. Generally, the data is saved in form of tables. A table is a collection of row and columns. So, these tables are used to store the data. And a collection of these related tables is called as database. So, a database is a collection of related tables. In a database, the data remains in an organized order. For example, a telephone directory or even the phone book of your mobiles are an example of database, where we store the name of the person and their mobile numbers. So it is also an example of a database. Another example is the attendance register maintained by your class teacher. It also contains your name, your daily attendance and other information of all the students. So it is also a database. So now we understood that database is a collection of tables. Some advantages of database are: first, easy retrieval of data. Means data can be easily retrieved. That means data can be easily obtained from the tables. Second, reduction in data redundancy. Means data duplicacy is reduced. Reduction in data inconsistency. The data is consistent. So there is reduction in data inconsistency. Next is easy sharing of data. Within the tables, the data can be easily shared. Next, easy manipulation of data. The data can be easily manipulated in the tables. And next is high data security. This database provides high security of the data. Now, after knowing the advantages of database, let's understand some of the examples of databases in our everyday life. The first example is of schools and colleges. In the school, colleges and university, we have to store a lot of information about the students, that is their personal, educational, fee information, etc. So all this information is stored in various tables. So it is an example of a database. Second example is of industry, where information pertaining to the employees, their personal and professional information, information about the raw material, the finished good, financial flow, etc. is maintained in various tables. Third example is in research, extensive data as a part of any scientific research activity is stored in the tables. It is highly securely maintained there. Next example is consultancy services. In various consultancy services, especially job expertise, the information about the job seekers, experts, prospective employers, etc. is maintained in the tables. Next is in business and stock markets, various details like stock details, daily trading details, calculation of stocks, etc. needs to be maintained, and these can be easily performed using the tables. Now, as we know about the database, let's see the types of database. The database can be broadly classified as three types: flat database, relational database, and distributed database. The first type of database is flat database. In this type of database, information is stored in a single file in a tabular form. It has no relation with other databases or files. So, we have to handle and concentrate on a single file. Example of this type of database is electronic spreadsheet like your MS Excel. These are used generally for storing small amount of information. Second type of database is relational database. Relational database is a set of tables containing data which are related with each other. So, relational database is a collection of related tables. Each tables contain one or more data which may be related to another field in another table. For example, in a business order, the database may include the table which includes the customer details, which include the product detail, and which may include the details of the company. So all these tables are interrelated and the information is derived from all these tables. Relational database, or they are also called as RDBMS, that is Relational Database Management System. There are many RDBMS software available. Some of these are Oracle, FoxPro, Microsoft Access. The third type of database is distributed database. These type of database are mainly used in a networked environment where the database is stored at a central server and it is distributed at multiple locations so that different users can access it without interfering each other. As we know about the database and types of database, let's move on to next topic, that is database objects. Database objects are various database entities, various things that we are using in a database software which are used to create and operate on the data. Some of these database objects are listed here. The first is table, second query, third form, and fourth report. Table is a part of a database where the actual data is stored. In Microsoft Access, the related entries are stored in the row. The row is called a record. That is, for each record of a student or a customer or a product, a row is created. Each type of detail in a record is stored in its columns. The columns are known as fields. For example, if we store the record of a student, then that record is stored in a row. And various columns of the record, that is the name, class, section, all these are called as fields. Next object is query. A query is used to extract information from the database. The output of a query is a record or a group of records that fulfill a certain condition. For example, the query is get the record of the student with roll number 32. The result of this query would be a record with the roll number 32. The third object is a form. A form is a database object which is used to get the entry from the user. It resembles the fill in the blank sheet that we fill, such as for the job application or for filling an email entry form. Hence, a form is a way to enter the data into the database. These forms are linked to the table, hence whatever information we are entering in the form, it would be stored in the tables. Next is report. Just as the forms are designed to be on screen, reports are designed to be printed. So reports are generated in database and their printout can be taken to keep the hard copy. Now we would study making these database objects using Microsoft Access. Microsoft Access is a popular relational database management system, that is RDBMS. It is one of the application software of Microsoft Office package. In Microsoft Access, the data is arranged in the form of tables. Every specific piece of information in a table is known as a value. A value is located at the intersection of a column and a row. So, our data is stored as a value in the table at the intersection of a row and a column. In the next class, we would learn about the features of Microsoft Access and how to create a table in Microsoft Access. Thank you.